think the most important thing to highlight is the fact that the mining sector needed, like many other extractive sector, having clear regulations and laws in place in order to avoid any kind of mismanagement or any circumstances that investors do not feel well treated or welcome in the country. This process started and has gone along since 2009, 2010, and as of today, with the new administration, we have established a fantastic opportunity through new laws. These laws are meant to incentivize foreign investors and to provide the legal frame and legal security they need for such investment within country. Ecuador has, in the last few years, received very interesting investment coming from countries like Canada, UK, Australia, and the most successful ones in the last 18 months are the Australians. Australians have invested in Ecuador largely, and in the last tender or bidding auction rounds have acquired very world-class assets for future development and therefore mutual gain of Ecuador and Australia. No, we are open to any investor with the best internationally recognized practices on social matters, financial strength, environmental matters, and respect to the country laws and regulations, and the respect to the local communities. So countries like Canada and Australia, for sure, are the top candidates for obvious reasons. You already have gone through processes that you have learned how to deal with certain sensitive issues, and I think these type of companies are most welcome in Ecuador. I think Ecuador has always been a nice environment for investors. Ecuador has received expats and investors in the last 30, 40 years related to the oil business, and in the last 10 years related to the mining. The overall welcoming environment existing makes things easier for any foreign company arriving in Ecuador. Like any other extractive industry, there will be some people, like it happened in Canada, like it happened in Australia, against the extractive industry, but we as a government are really committed in a process to educating and demonstrating that the properly managed mining projects can only bring good for the country rather than environmental and social damage as expected. That's amazing. Ecuador is a fantastic opportunity for any investor to come. Water-related issues normally do not exist. The consequence of poor management of environmental conditions in existing abundant water resources close to the mining areas is an issue. Poor management, poor environmental standards, that could be an issue. So in difference with Peru and in difference with Chile, investors will have a less challenging demand for engineering-based designs to optimize water resources to restore or maintain the quality of such resource rather than huge investment like desalination plants or huge search for water. Ecuador is very special in that sense. Okay, I can assure you that on September the 1st, the new administration did a drastic change in the way that we are structured now, and Ecuador now counts with a super ministry in charge of energy and non-renewable natural resources. One of the key pillars in that ministry is the Vice Ministry Office of Mines. I am in charge of that. We are working together with the highest level of the government in order to align and to work in tandem with other entities in the administration, like the Ministry of the Environment and Water, where we are looking at establishing a centralized state government-driven policy on mining. I can assure you that Ecuador is the perfect place to invest if we compare from the geological point of view with our neighbor countries, and if we see that the big players in the mining sector are already there, that's a clear indication that those that can foresee the potential and foresee the great investment opportunity Ecuador is offering are already there. As Vice Minister of Mines, I think it was an extremely learning, rewarding experience. Here we had the opportunity to sit with the key decision makers of important companies already investing in Ecuador, like CEOs and chief operating officers that have put on the table several ideas, several concerns, several investment initiatives they might have for the future, as well as with other companies that, following such lead, are already interested in investing in Ecuador. On the other hand, IMARC has provided to me an eye-opening opportunity to see current technologies, current existing services and goods that Australia can offer to Ecuador through different initiatives, as you have already done in the past, successfully with Chile, are actually trying or doing with Peru. Ecuador will be the next stop for interaction with your government, and I believe opportunities were great in IMARC.